Alright, my build's taking a little change. I'm going to have to pull the crank out. So I really wasn't expecting to have to do that. I'm going to be pulling the left side cover and pulling the stator, and hopefully I'll get the alternator off without any problems. So what I'll do at first here is I'll start removing the side cover here. Now, if this was on the bike, there would be the clutch cable would be coming in through this hole right here. So anyway, pretty sure this is a 5mm Allen wrench. And this is just a few Allen screws to remove. Not really that hard to get this off. Oh, not hard at all to get this off. When you want to change your chain or your front sprocket, you got to get to this, take this off. Got to change your clutch cable, got to take this off. Simple as it is. That's what I do have a leaking seal behind the sprocket. In good chance the shift shaft seal is leaking as well. I know the jugs were. This is your the clutch would come through. Let me get this in the light for you. The clutch cable would come through this hole like that. It would hook into here. You would actually slide it into that little slot. You would slide into this little slot like so, and then you'd fold it back into that slot. So that's how you'd remove it as well. There's a little dirty ball in there. Always make sure you've got that ball in your clutch adjustment. This is the part that you pull the cover off. And there's a nut that goes on that adjuster, and then you loosen up the lock nut, and then you adjust. This will actually, once you start adjusting it, this will move in a little bit and push right there on the push rod. And you want to adjust it till that ball is all the way in on that push rod, and then you back it off about a 1/16 of a turn. I think the book calls for an 1/8 of a turn. Most guys I think now are doing a 1/16 of a turn back off, and then you adjust the rest of the play out at the handle. Oh, excuse me. I got some polishing to do on that thing, and some cleaning up on the inside. Alright, now when you go to take the alternator here off, first you got to remove the stator. Now normally this cable will be run up inside there, and there's a little chain guard on there. I happen to have a large 18-tooth sprocket on this that I was doing mostly riding out in the country, and I was trying to keep your RPMs down a little bit, and it works real well for that, but it's a little bit hard on takeoffs. So I took this guard off, and the guard would look, I got it here. The guard would look like this. So you'd remove it. There's a bolt right there, and then another one back up in here, and that's where the cable. Let me put it back here in my toolbox drawer. So anyway, what we're going to do is remove the stator, and so we'll remove these two screws right here. The first time I did it, I removed I took the, what do you call them things? My brain went brushes. The brushes are right here underneath this. Pretty sure I'll have to take the brushes out when I reinstall it, but I don't know that I need to take them out right now. Alright, I've taken this cutoff wheel and I've been cutting me a little slot in here to use with my big screwdriver. Big flat screwdriver rather, or a common. Yeah, things you have to do when you don't have the right tools, right? If I'd have had me a nice impact screwdriver, probably would have got that out. You know how that goes. Do what we can with what we have, I suppose. I do anyway. How about the rest of you guys? Alright, I got the first one. Man, I got this one quite wide enough. Let's see, no. Got the first one, huh? Yep. What do you want, Squishy? There's my cat talking to me. She wants to know why I'm not paying no attention to her. Oh, I may have just goofed this one up so bad I may have to just cut the head off, which is still going to be no big deal. That's what I have to do. Now, if this don't work, if this don't work, what I'm going to do is just continue these two slices down so I can just remove the head with a chisel. See if I can get get my feet wrapped around this thing. Okay. I got it. Oh, got it. I still have this. I got this screwdriver. I kept this one. I got another one too. What year is it? 2013. 8 years my house had burned down, and I had me a nice roll-away toolbox, and it got so hot it melted that toolbox, melted all the aluminum on that toolbox, everything that was plastic that was in it near the edges. But all the stuff in the bottom was okay, but as you can see, my screwdrivers just melted. Craftsman, baby. Stand through a house fire. I was able to save my dogs, myself, and my car keys and my wallet. Everything I had in safes were saved. So if you didn't, make sure you got your stuff in safes. Well, I got these 2 screws which we won't be reusing. Stator should come right out. I didn't remove the did not remove. Boy, I had trouble remembering that before. The brushes. And you can see the brushes are inside. Still plenty of brushes left. So yes, I'm working on the motorcycle, baby. That's my cat. She moved in. She come from down the road, and she decided she liked me better than she did the neighbors. What was that, about 4 or 5 years ago, Squishy? I used to take her back home, and she'd come back. It's like, hey, taking you home. Well, let's see if I can get this nut loose. That ought to be interesting. Oh no. Let me grab the sockets for that, and I'll be right back. Come on now. Hey! This is a 17mm nut. Well, nut for a 17mm wrench anyway. Alright, we got that off. Now that we have that off, we need to get the puller. I need to get that old puller out. Here's what the puller looks like. It's got a set of threads on the inside. Threads on the inside of this which match the rotor. And this will ride up against the crankshaft. And we'll put a wrench onto this once we've tightened it up. I can just do it like this. Just till you tighten that up. Try to get as many threads as you want. You don't have to cream it on there and mess with. Just get it snug down, finger tight. Take this, screw it all the way in till it's finger tight. Now it's a 2-wrench process. This is Mike's puller, so it's not metric. 5/8 and 1 inch. So I put the 1 inch yonder, and now we're going to tighten this. And if it pops off, which it already did, that was all. Apparently I didn't get it on super tight. Comes right off. Make sure you don't lose the key. It's underneath there, and you see the slot for it. You don't want to lose that. Pull this back off. Rotor's ready to go. The only thing I'm now regretting, because since I have to pull the cases apart, is that I did not get the sprocket off before I took the chain off of it when I had it in the bike, because I like to use the back tire and rear sprocket for to actually do the pressure holding, doing all the holding on that. I think this is like 62, maybe more pounds of pressure on that nut to tighten it up to specs. Okay, other than that, pretty much done with this side. I can pull the rod out, and there should be a ball in there. I don't have the little magnetic, I don't have a magnetic tool chaser where I do that. But for right now, I'm going to leave it in there. And after this, let me drop this back out of the way. Whoops. Well, I put my rags on the ground to plug my holes with. I need to get a couple more rags. With my cat here, she sheds. Anything hits the floor, pretty much gonna have cat hair on it. Okay, we're gonna be doing this side next.